Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tudo Hoyane. Gwabeni has caused quite a stir in the Pretoria High Court. And the last person that Baloi wanted to see in the Pretoria High Court testifying on behalf of the defense is Gwabeni. You see, Baloi never anticipated that what is happening will eventually unfold. And it is backfiring in his face, and this is why we see him making frantic efforts to get rid of Gwabeni. Baloi does not want to see Gwabeni anywhere before the Pretoria High Court, especially as he testifies for the defense. The reason is quite simple to see. You see, Gwabeni had initially been prepared, or the initial intention of the investigators and the prosecution was to prepare Gwabeni to testify on behalf of the prosecution. Gwabeni simply turned down that offer and told them in no uncertain terms that he will have nothing to do with any connivance along the lines of falsely implicating the accused persons before the Pretoria High Court with the killing of MEYIWA. So in this short clip that I'm going to show you now, you'll see Baloi stand up and object. And his issue being, what is the relevance of this evidence? Baloi, how on earth does Baloi, of all people, question the relevance of that evidence? Because this was, his meeting with Gwabeni was scheduled by the police and the prosecution. So on at least 2 occasions, Gwabeni visited the offices of the National Director of Public Prosecutions in Pretoria, where Baloi is employed. But as soon as this came up in court, as you'll see from this short clip, Baloi rose to complain or to raise an objection that what is the relevance of this evidence relating to his consultation with Gwabeni. The reason also is very simple. Baloi does not want Gwabeni to tell that court in graphic detail, like he's been doing with all other pieces of evidence, what transpired between him and Baloi in Baloi's office. Because you see, Baloi now is trying to say these things are irrelevant. How can they be relevant? They have got a direct bearing on the outcome of this case, because as Baloi consulted Gwabeni, this was part of an ongoing process to try and identify who the killers of MEYIWA are. So all of a sudden now, because Gwabeni is testifying for the defense, Baloi now wants to turn around and tell the court that, oh, well, what is the relevance of this evidence? That evidence is relevant. And what makes it relevant, is directly attributable to him. Why did he, in the first place, consult Gwabeni? If Gwabeni's evidence or whatever Gwabeni was going to tell him had nothing to do with this investigation. So before I continue, I would like you to take a listen to this.
I was told not to come in at first. I should wait.
Okay, I understand you to mean that you are now at the offices of the Director of Public Prosecution, North Gauteng. That place is where my colleagues are working. That's the name of the place, DPP Pretoria.
Yeah. ngiyakuzwa ke manje kuloko kusho ukuthi wawusemahhovisi ke abeshushisi la ePitoli.
Yebo.
Yes.
Security says, no, wait a bit. We will tell you when to get in. Not so?
Ukuthi ama security la athi kuwena yima sokutshela ukuthi ungene nini.
Cha, uye ubaba wathi owawamisayo. Amsekuthi angithatha la emnyango.
Yeah.
Engisa eofisini lakhe.
No, it's not the security officers. The security officers took me from the entrance to his office.
Okay.
Sorry, Robert, to interrupt, but we're just wondering what is the relevance of all these issues about consultation. If council can perhaps indicate what the relevance is of the issues about consultation.
Yes.
But we submit that these issues are
As it
really
is a
not
court.
relevant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello?
As it is a court, my lord.
What's the relevance? The state was to know.
This witness himself said, I've got a lot to say.
Yeah, fine,
I
but
cannot stop him from saying whatever that he wants to say for as long as that has got to do with this case. And
Okay.
from where I'm standing, my lord, there's nothing secretive about a witness having a consultation with the state. I do not know anything called a prosecutor and a witness privilege. I only know about a client and an attorney privilege.
there is a prosecutorial privilege and an attorney and client privilege.
But this witness, my lord, is
No,
testifying.
I'm just correcting you.
Yes.
You say you know nothing about prosecutorial privilege. There is a concept in law like that. The first time you hear it.
I understand, my lord, that
You see.
prosecutors do their things transparently.
No.
Or they don't.
That's why when a person is said to be a witness who's going to give evidence for the state, you can't consult him. Is that not so?
I understand, my lord.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the reason.
I understand.
Once a person is designated as a witness for the prosecution,
Yes.
the defense are not supposed to consult with that. In rare cases,
Yes, ma'am.
they may approach.
You see there, Baloi is confusing two things here. There's Section 203. Section 203 guarantees the right that an accused person must be warned by the court in the event that that person may or not make incriminating statements. That relates to everybody. But Section 204 specifically deals with a prosecution witness who was a participant in the crime and has turned state witness. That person has to be warned that the evidence that you're going to give is going to be, in certain respects, self-incriminatory. But you are expected as a state witness now, because this person will have mutated into a state witness. You are expected as a state witness to testify fully and truthfully, including those parts of the evidence in which this person might self-incriminate. So this does not arise, the two do not arise here. Gwabeni is not a prosecution witness, so 204 is totally inapplicable. Even the issue that the judge raises to say that, Gwabeni or somebody in the position of Gwabeni might self-incriminate, and that whatever he discussed with Baloi was privileged and cannot be ventilated in court. You see, that would be applicable if Gwabeni had been called by the prosecution as a prosecution witness. Then the defense would have been debarred from calling Gwabeni. But as it is, their plot to have Gwabeni testify falsely backfired, and Gwabeni refused to testify for them. So he cannot by any stretch of imagination be referred to as a Section 204 witness, or that any of the communication that went on between him and Baloi could be privileged. The problem here is Baloi is worried that, the chickens are coming home to roost. Gwabeni is going to say some very damning things about him regarding that consultation, which came to nothing, because at the end of it all, Gwabeni just simply refused to testify on behalf of the prosecution, because as he put it, he was just being used to falsely implicate the accused persons. So there you have it. Baloi does not want to see Gwabeni anywhere near the Pretoria High Court for the reasons that I've just outlined. Because Gwabeni is going to spill the beans in his face. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the views, subscriptions, likes, and shares that I'm seeing. I said a few days ago that the 12,000 subscriber mark is just around the corner. At this moment, I want to say it is only a step away. Please just click on. It does not cost you anything. It's a free click. Just click on there and subscribe. Thank you.